Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name's Deshaun, and today I'm here to talk about some news that came out yesterday about Kevin Feige. Now, about a year ago, almost 2 years ago, honestly, it's been a long time. It was announced, and people might have forgot about this. Kevin Feige is doing a Star Wars movie. Now, that's all we heard. All we heard was Kevin Feige is going to work hand in hand with Kathleen Kennedy, which means that Kevin Feige is going to work and Kathleen Kennedy is going to hover above him without any power to actually tell him what to do because he's Kevin fucking Feige. That's what it really means. But Kevin Feige is working on a Star Wars movie. And to put it in context for some people who don't know this too, because there's a lot of information, some people forgotten about this, and some people don't know that, and some people don't know that Kevin Feige is a massive Star Wars fan. I'm talking, he's a whole sweaty. I'm talking, he has collectible items from when he was a kid and shit. I'm talking, he went on a podcast and did an entire thing on Star Wars. I'm talking, he was at Star Wars Celebration, geeking out about Star Wars. That's how big of a fan Kevin Feige is. I mean, Kevin Feige has outright, on multiple occasions, said that as much as he loves the Marvel stuff, he probably is a bigger Star Wars guy than a Marvel guy. So he's a huge fan. He's in a position of power. He's doing very good right now. And at a certain point, with Star Wars being up and down, right now Star Wars is kind of up with The Mandalorian. But it was like, the fandom of Star Wars is still fucking awful right now. I used to think that the DC fandom were the worst fandom, but I tell you, the Star Wars fandom, man, it's like a civil war every time you bring up a Star Wars topic, man. They just go at each other, man. I mean, they go at it. It's like, in terms of like the fandom right now, that are like just like a little toxic. It's like the Star Wars fans, the DC fans, and then there's like anime fans, which is a whole nother fucking category. But Star Wars fans are pretty bad right now. Like not all of them clearly, but it's just when you bring up Star Wars, it's liable to pop off an argument in the comment section. Generally speaking, you bring up Marvel, you bring up Star Trek, you bring up let me think of another show. Supernatural. You bring up something like that. There's a lot of fandoms that it's just like, all right, whatever. Marvel might get a couple negative, comments and there, here, or there. But generally speaking, when you talk about the MCU, most people are like, okay, yeah, well, even if you don't like it, just like, I ain't got no time to leave a comment. You bring up fucking Star Wars or DC, you're liable to have a fucking you're liable to have a fucking fist fight break out in the comment section. Not a literal one, but if it was a real section of people sitting around having conversation, it would be a real fist fight. But yeah, I digress. News came out yesterday on the Kevin Feige movie. Now, we don't know the name of it. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know who's directing it. All we have is a writer. Now, this news only became kind of a big deal because of who the writer is. Now, it's a guy named, I think his name's Matt Shaffer or something like that. I might be saying his name wrong. Sorry. He's a writer I have never heard of before, but apparently he's Peter Dinklage's little brother, which I was like, what? I didn't know Peter Dinklage had a little brother. He won an Emmy on Rick and Morty for writing on Rick and Morty. He was like a producer and co-writer on Rick and Morty, and he actually won an Emmy for his episode of Rick and Morty in season 4. The one, I don't remember the name of the episode, but it's the episode where Rick was like, had that like toilet in the middle of like a tropical island where he had this seat that he could just shit in, and this one guy shit in his seat, and it was a whole goddamn thing about it. And that episode was one of my favorite episodes that year because it was everything about Rick and Morty. Super ridiculous, over the top, hijinks, hilarious, and then it comes right back down to this singular, deep, meaningful thing. And it was sad, it ended sad. So like, that's the guy. And the thing that makes this dude, Shaffer, interesting is, he is the lead writer, leading the writing room on Loki and the executive producer on Loki. He also is the writer on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So this dude, and now he's gonna write Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. So whatever this dude has done, my bad too. I didn't know if I wanted to put this in a separate video. Maybe I will. But it's also been confirmed that this dude's coming back for Loki season 2. So whatever this dude has done must be so fucking good that Feige was like, I don't need to look. I don't need to look. I don't need to look anywhere else. You're my guy. Like you. And Feige's kind of been that way. You heard Josh Whedon. I know Josh Whedon. I know there's a lot of things about Josh Whedon in one of my last videos. But Josh Whedon even talked about how after the Avengers success, like, Feige would just call him in his office and call him up and have him come on sets of movies and have suggestions and put your input out there. Same thing with James Gunn and other people. Scott Derrickson was on the set of Infinity War talking with the Russo brothers, making sure that, like, if Feige likes you and Feige thinks you're good, he will come back to you consistently because he likes what you got to offer. He will come to you first before he goes to anyone else. This is why Marcus and McFeely had gotten so much work. They worked on all 3 Captain America movies, the 2 Avengers movies, and Agent Carter. So, like, you know, if you work with Kevin Feige and he likes what you have to present to him, you will get work with him. And Disney as a whole, if you work with Disney and you make them money, they will throw you a bone. That's just how it works. I mean, that's all businesses. Warner Brothers had the same relationship with Christopher Nolan. You know, if you make us money, you know what? We'll be more willing to let you do crazier artistic shit if you work with us. If you work with us, you know what I mean? Like, they do what they say. They've done it for years, and now Schaefer's just the latest guy in the bunch of guys that he's the latest example of if you work with Kevin Feige and you deliver, he will want you to do something. It should really get people more excited for what the hell's gonna happen in Loki and fucking Doctor Strange, because whatever happens, they liked what he did. So Kevin Feige, because you gotta understand, Kevin Feige did not have to bring him on for his Star Wars project. His Star Wars project is separate from the MCU. We don't even know what the hell that project is. We don't got a name on it. We don't even got a... Most people have stated that the sooner that the fastest time the Kevin Feige movie can even be out is in 2025, and we still don't have a name on the damn thing. We don't have a director. We don't know, is Feige directing it? We don't know. There are rumors right now of multiple cast members. There are rumors about everything. Got some people think he's making a Thrawn movie. Got some people thinking he's making a High Republic movie, which is a book that just recently came out that I might buy. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But nobody really knows, though. You got some people talking about, oh, we want to make a Sidious movie. We got some people talking about, oh, we want to make a Knights of the Republic movie. We do not know what in the God's name he is doing. All we know is it's coming after Rogue Squadron and after the Taika Waititi movie, which we don't even know what those movies are going to look like. All we have is directors on those movies. And I think we have a writer on the Taika movie, but all we have is directors really on those movies. We don't got a cast member. We don't got a lead or nothing. So Star Wars it's kind of funny, because Star Wars, if you want to be technical, Star Wars is being saved by the Marvel Universe, or sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Star Wars is being saved by the comic book movie genre, because you got Patty Jenkins from Wonder Woman, you got Taika Waititi from Thor, you got Jon Favreau from Iron Man, and you got Kevin Feige. So Star Wars, Marvel, the MCU, is saving Star Wars from behind the scenes. Like, literally, like, it's just like, dude, we're so set over here in the MCU, we could go over there and help them out and not miss a beat. Like, I'm just curious about this movie, though. I really am. I'm curious. We don't know if it's going to be a one-off movie. As of now, I think it's going to be an original concept. I think it's going to be an original movie with original characters, and it's going to be set after the events of the sequel trilogy and whatever happens in the next couple movies. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Like I say, dude, they haven't even talked about it. They haven't even announced. They don't even have a fucking logo for the Kevin Feige movie yet. That's how far. Like, and the same thing got announced last year. I've never seen that before. But you know, you know what? I'm actually gonna answer this question. I'm actually gonna answer a question that I would have presented, but I'm gonna answer it. I was gonna say, what do you guys think? Why do you guys think that no one's really talked about this movie since it got announced a year ago? But in my mind, I answered my question, because in my mind I was like, you know what? You know what's probably why no one's really talked about this movie? It's because this COVID thing hit. The MCU is like, you know, everything got stopped. Everything had to get reshuffled. They have to figure out the MCU. So Kevin Feige couldn't really focus on doing that Star Wars thing, because he's like, well, fuck, man, I gotta get this MCU shit together. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I can't really, like, gotta understand, a lot of shit was supposed to be out already. WandaVision is supposed to be finishing up. Like, if you think about it, WandaVision is supposed to be finishing up right now. Well, we're supposed to be in the middle of WandaVision right now. Like, we're supposed to have seen Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Eternals, and WandaVision is supposed to be starting up. Like, we're supposed to be pretty into this shit. We're supposed to be ready to go. And, most of the shit's supposed to be already filmed for a bit. Like, he's supposed to be almost done. He's supposed to have a little bit of a window to focus on this Star Wars project. But that's not the case anymore. It's kind of like where Haley Steinfeld, the actress who was cast as Kate Bishop, kind of hinted to that the reason that she was able to even get the role of Kate Bishop was because of the COVID and like everything. Like, she was able to finish her season of Dickinson, that show on Apple that I'll never watch. She had to finish that season, her second season of Dickinson, and since it was COVID, she was like, okay. And then she finished the other season so quickly, it was like, okay, well, yeah, I can go film. I already finished Dickinson season 3 is already coming out, so she's like, well, I already finished it, so I could just go. I can be Kate Bishop, yeah. So it's kind of funny when you sit back and think about it. Like, COVID has really affected a lot of things, and I do believe that the reason that we haven't heard more about the Kevin Feige movie is because the way when COVID hit, it threw everything off. Like, I am willing to go on a limb and say that Feige thought he'd be way further along with the MCU stuff. He thought he was going to have some time, and maybe at a Star Wars celebration, a year from now or whatnot, he was going to come out and be like, this is the movie I'm working on. But, it is what it is. Anyways, what do you guys think of this? What movie do you think Kevin Feige is working on? Or does the announcement of this writer make you more excited for Loki and Doctor Strange? I almost said WandaVision. Thank you guys for watching the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.